Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, you guys know the deal on this channel. We must continue to set the record straight, stop the lies, stop the narratives, stop them from rewriting the history, guys, and holding these guys to a standard. And in this video, we're going to talk about this clown, Brian Windhorst, this fake analyst, this fake reporter. Once again, I don't understand how these guys have jobs still, man. They don't know anything about the game of basketball. They don't know about the history of the game of basketball. These guys that have no integrity, man. They have no honor. And Brian Windhorst, he has all this energy to trash Luka Doncic and his NBA Finals defensive performance and all this stuff, man. But he doesn't have the same energy for LeBron James and his lack of production on the defensive end in the NBA Finals. So I saw this, it was like a quote from Brian Windhorst, and he was basically just, like I said, giving Luka Doncic a lot of crap about his lack of defensive effort and him crying to the referees. But I don't remember him ever giving this kind of stuff to LeBron James throughout the years. And LeBron James does it even worse than Luka Doncic. And we're going to talk about in this video, guys, because once again, man, these media members, they expose themselves, man. These guys are a joke. They're not honest. They have all the energy for everyone else, but not for LeBron James, man. And Brian Windhorst is one of the biggest clowns out there, man. Like I said, he's a fake analyst, a fake reporter, man. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly humbled, man, by all the comments, you guys liking my videos, subscribing to my channel, guys. Thank you very much. All the real, true basketball fans are standing up, guys. Thank you. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, this guy, Brian Windhorst, man, I tell you, man, this guy's got so much energy for Luka Doncic, man, and the lack of defensive, effort, a lack of defensive ability from a Luka Doncic in the NBA Finals. Right? And he's got all this energy for Luka Doncic and how he's crying to the referees and how it's a bad look and blah, 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 blah. But he ain't got no energy to lose weight. No, he got no energy to go on a diet, no energy to make a smart nutritional choice or live an active lifestyle, better himself. No, he ain't got energy for that. He don't got no energy for LeBron James and his lack of defensive effort, his lack of defensive intensity, his lack of defensive ability. Right? He has no energy for LeBron James in the way he's cursed at the referees, screams in the referees' faces. Nothing happens to LeBron James. He gets no technical fouls, none of this stuff. They continue to favor LeBron James teams by giving him all these free throws, all these foul calls. Brian Windhorst has no energy for that, though. He won't talk about any of these things for LeBron James, but he's going to come out here and trash Luka Doncic and have all these things to say about Luka Doncic in the NBA Finals. Right? His first NBA Finals. Now, I wrote down the comment that I saw on social media from Brian Windhorst, the comment that he made. I'm going to read this word for word for you guys, man. I wrote it down, man. The thumbnail of this video is that. It's exact quote. I don't know if I'm able to fit it on there, but I wrote this down. I'm going to read it off to you guys. This is what Brian Windhorst said about Luka Doncic and his NBA Finals performance. If Luka's ever going to be a winner, he's going to have to use this Finals as a learning experience. His defensive performance is unacceptable. He is a hole on the court. He is costing his team because of how he treats the officials. That's word for word what he said about Luka Doncic. Who does this sound like? Who does this sound like? If he's ever going to be a winner, he's going to have to use this Finals as a learning experience. Let's think about LeBron James' first NBA Finals. We got swept out of there 4 games to nothing, almost similar to a Luka Doncic in this NBA Finals. 4 games to the San Antonio Spurs in 2007. So LeBron James should have used that as a learning experience, all right? According to Brian Windhorst, Luka Doncic needs to use this as a learning experience. LeBron James should have used that 2007 Finals as a learning experience. But did he learn from it? No. Did LeBron James go work on his game? No, he didn't work on his game. Did he develop a go-to move to have in the clutch? No, he didn't. Right? Did LeBron James learn to, control the ball and not turn the ball over as much? The man averaged damn near 7 turnovers a game in the 2007 NBA Finals. Brian Windhorst never talked about that. LeBron James still never worked on his turnover problems. Still turned the ball over at a high volume all these years later. So he also goes on and say his defensive performance is unacceptable. Who else does that sound like? Sounds like LeBron James in the NBA Finals, doesn't it? LeBron James' defensive effort in the NBA Finals overall has been poor, piss poor, terrible, mediocre at best mediocre. 2007, Where was his defense in 07, LeBron James? Once again, he was a hole on defense. Not locking anybody down. He couldn't stop a Tony Parker, couldn't stop Ginobili or Bruce Bowen. LeBron James doing nothing out there. So he wasn't pulling on the offensive end, only averaging 22 points a game and 6 turnovers, but also on the defensive end, he couldn't do anything to lock down a teammate, the other team. And he's costing his team because of how he treats the officials. Who else does that sound like? It sounds like LeBron James. Brian Windhorst is literally talking about and describing LeBron James, but he's aiming it at Luka Doncic. It don't add up. He should have been saying this about LeBron James for years now. 07, LeBron James, no defense, right? He didn't learn from anything in 07. What happened in 08? Nothing happened in 08, 09, nothing happened. Still no leadership. He didn't learn any leadership. He didn't learn to play in the system, how to galvanize his teammates. None of these things. How to make his teammates actually better. Never. Raising his level of play? No. Where was LeBron James' defense against Andre Iguodala in 2015? Andre Iguodala went from averaging 8 points a game to 16 points a game in the NBA Finals. He doubled his points per game while guarding LeBron James. LeBron James had no energy for Andre Iguodala. And what will Brian Windhorst say? Oh, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love got hurt. What the hell does that have to do with LeBron James playing defense against Andre Iguodala? That has nothing to do with that. But he don't have the same energy. Talking about LeBron James' lack of defensive performance. That was unacceptable, his defensive performance against Andre Iguodala. How about LeBron James' defense in 2017 and 2018 against Kevin Durant? An unacceptable defensive performance. You think about 2017, this man was switching every screen possible, ducking the smoke, so to speak, against Kevin Durant, right? Does Brian Windhorst talk about that? Did he trash LeBron James for his lack of defensive effort? In those finals, I don't remember him saying anything about this, calling out LeBron James for ducking Kevin Durant and having guys like Richard Jefferson and Jeff Green guard Kevin Durant in the finals. This is an absolute joke, man. Because LeBron James was busy getting his triple-double stats. He wasn't concerned about playing defense and giving the effort on the defensive end. He needed to average his points, rebounds, and assists because that's going to make you win games. Brian Windhorst won't call that out, though. And then he talks about he's costing his team because of how he treats officials. And I've talked about this. Luka Doncic cries a lot. He moans a lot in the court. Who does that remind you of? LeBron James. This is what LeBron James has left for the NBA's legacy. A bunch of soft babies. Everyone's entitled. Everyone's sensitive. Everyone thinks they get a foul all the time. Everything's a foul now. That's why I laugh when they keep trying to tell me these guys could play in past eras. No, they couldn't. The games would never finish. How would we finish a game if everyone's crying all the time? These guys are always complaining. So in a physical era like the 80s or the 90s, even the early 2000s, these guys would be crying every play down the court because the play would be too physical for them. Oh, this guy touched me. Oh, this guy bumped me. Like, it's crazy, man. But these guys could play in any era? I doubt it. I really doubt that. So to me, Brian Windhorst once again exposed himself as not being a real true reporter, not having any integrity, no honor, because you call Luka Doncic out like this. You say all these things about him, which we could say are pretty accurate as far as his defensive abilities, his crying to the referees. We think about those things, maybe using this as a learning experience, absolutely. But LeBron James didn't learn. LeBron James decided to team hop and team up with other players. So if Luka Doncic is going to be like a LeBron James, then Luka Doncic is either going to leave the Dallas Mavericks and go form a super team now, or he's going to need a bunch of free agents. He's going to ask guys to come and collude and join the Dallas Mavericks. That's what Luka Doncic would do if he's going to be LeBron James and have the mentality of a LeBron James. Just quit on the Mavericks and leave and go to another franchise. That's what LeBron James did. He didn't learn from that loss in 07, like Brian Windhorst is telling Luka Doncic needs to do off of this. He didn't develop any all-around game after that 07 finals exposed him as not having an all-around game. This is why Bruce Bowen was able to be successful guarding him. 35-year-old Bruce Bowen, who's half the size of LeBron James, was able to bother LeBron James and hold him to 22 points a game, along with guys like Ginobili and Tony Parker, a collective team defensive effort. Because LeBron James had no jump shot, no overall game at that point in his career, which is okay, understandable. He was only in his fourth or fifth year. Okay. But now all these years later, LeBron James still did not develop any overall game. All he did was get bigger and stronger to push guys around. And the NBA got more softer and smaller and weaker, but LeBron James is allowed to use his physicality where no one else can use physicality against LeBron James. So I'm not impressed with LeBron James and his lack of overall development. He didn't learn. And his defense has gotten worse and worse every year. But Brian Windhorst is going to talk about Luka Doncic's defense. Is Luka Doncic anywhere near the athlete anywhere near the athlete that LeBron James is. No, he's not. Is Luka Doncic always talking about how he spends millions on his body in the offseason, in all these offseason workouts? No, he doesn't. I talked about that in the video. He needs to start paying attention to his nutrition and to his body. But LeBron James is the one that's always bragging about these things. But yet still, LeBron James don't play no defense. He don't got the energy for defense. But Brian Windhorst is going to call out Luka Doncic. He won't call LeBron James and his lack of defense over the years. Right? Won't call it out. He won't call LeBron James for all the moaning and crying and cursing to the referees that he does, berating the referees. LeBron James was screaming and yelling at his own bench, right? Yelling at his own bench during his last regular season while the play was going on behind him. He wasn't even playing. And the Golden State, I believe they were playing the Warriors, and they scored a basket while LeBron James was crying to the referees and crying to his bench in the middle of a play. That's crazy to me, man. But Brian Windhorst won't call that out on the media, right? He won't call that on ESPN. He won't make an article about that. He'll just keep telling you LeBron James is playing like he's 21 years old. That LeBron James is playing better than anyone at this age. That's all he'll talk about. The stats. Won't call LeBron James out for all the crying he does, the way he treats the referees. But he talk about Luka Doncic, the way he treats the officials. These guys are a joke, man. They don't have the same energy for LeBron James in all of his failures in the NBA Finals. His lack of defense, right? His lack of leadership, accountability, crying to the refs, not learning anything from these things. All these years, LeBron James hasn't learned a damn thing. Still airballing free throws, still hitting the side of the backboard, still turning over the ball at a high rate, still pounding moan on the bench, still getting teammates traded, still getting coaches fired. Still flopping, still load managing. Nothing changed. What did he learn? He regressed. Those are the facts. You guys know the deal, man. Once again, Brian Windhorst exposed himself as not being a true professional, not being a real reporter or a real analyst, just being another LeBron James apologist. And once again, they'll call everyone else out. You guys remember Russell Westbrook was playing on the Lakers. They would always call Russell Westbrook out for his poor play, for all the turnovers that he would have. They don't do the same thing for LeBron James, though. They won't talk about LeBron James pounding moan on the bench, right? Not ingratiating his teammates, right? He won't talk about LeBron James turnovers. The man literally has the most turnovers in NBA's history. He literally has almost the identical turnover ratio, assist to turnover ratio, as a Russell Westbrook. But they won't talk about that. They'll just blame Russell Westbrook and they'll talk about all his turnovers, but not LeBron James turnovers, right? They'll talk about these guys will come in there and talk about Jerry West losses in the finals, but they won't talk about LeBron James loss in the finals. They'll just say LeBron James made it to 10. You ever notice that? They won't say Jerry West made to 9. They'll say Jerry West is 1 and 8. But for LeBron James, they'll say he went to 10 finals. They won't say he lost 6. They won't say he lost 6 while being on a super team. They won't say he lost 6 while putting all the odds in his favor. They won't say any of that stuff. But they'll say Jerry West lost. They'll point out Wilt Chamberlain's losses. But they won't talk about LeBron James. LeBron James made it to 10. You guys see what I'm saying, guys? No, narratives and lies, guys. You know, that's why we can't allow them to rewrite the history, bend reality. And we must hold these guys to a standard and call them out. Brian Windhorst is a joke, man. All this energy for Luka Doncic, but over the years, none of this was for LeBron James and all his disappointing finals that he had, his lack of defense over the years, the way he treats the officials, and never learning from anything. LeBron James has not learned a damn thing over the years because he thinks he knows everything. And that's why he don't get no respect. That's why he's a clown, just like Brian Windhorst. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.